Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be attempting Tower of Hell. I've seen lots of shorts where people just fly through this. I've only played it a few times before, so I'm not sure how I'll measure, but we'll see what happens. I usually end up falling off really small things, because I don't do obbies all that often. Oh my gosh, there's like 2 people who are already way up there. In these games, there's usually 1 or 2 people that are way ahead of everyone else. People tend to do story times with their Tower of Hell videos, so I guess I'll do that. So last year I had this teacher, and she'd always be telling us like, don't email me, I don't want your emails, blah blah blah. But then she'd also be like, I don't want you getting up from your seat during class, so don't come up to my desk and ask me questions. Then what the heck are we supposed to do if we don't understand our assignments? The teacher is there for a reason, but we're not actually learning anything if you just sit at the back of your classroom and eat your salad the whole time. At the beginning of the week, she'd give us these Greek and Latin root words assignments where we'd have to write down the definition of the root, and then we'd have a quiz each week. It was literally, like, she gave us a paper, and that was that, you're on your own. She didn't even give us something to help us find the definitions of the words, so we all had to search it up on Google, and half of us got one definition and half of us got the other. And then we'd have these big projects, and she would post instructions in Google Classroom, and that was it. She wouldn't tell us anything else, and we had to figure it out ourselves. And then she also took us to see this dance show that she'd been talking about for ages. And that's cool and stuff, but how many students want to actually see a dance show? Like, a few years ago, our science teacher took us on a boat so we could see dolphins, and then we got to go to the beach. That is how you do a field trip. About 1% of the kids at my school actually wanted to see a dance show. And then she'd always be like, okay, you have this class period to finish this really big assignment, and then it's homework. And we're all like, okay, we have to finish this today, and then someone is stupid enough to ask whether her salad has croutons in it, and she'll tell us this really long story about how her husband worked in a crouton factory or something, and she won't let us do our work because we need to pay attention to her fascinating life story, and then we get 0 work done and have a ton of homework. I'm pretty sure I didn't even learn anything in that class. So then I had this other teacher, and he was the music teacher. We literally had the world's best teacher the year before, so whoever the new teacher was would probably have to fight even harder to make us like them, but this year our teacher has no idea what the heck he's even doing. So I'm in the advanced band, right, and every day, we get there, we practice our instruments for a bit, and then he finally decides to walk into the classroom 5 minutes after we've already started warming up and take out his piano and start randomly playing scales. Nobody in our class has a perfect pitch, so how the heck should we know what to play if you don't tell us? And then we'll start playing some random song that's either way too easy or way too hard, and just as soon as we start doing well, he starts playing his piano so loud that everyone gets lost because they can't hear themselves think. And then he'll see some sheet music and start playing it, then expect us to just follow along without any knowledge of what the notes even are. Like, the other day, he put on the song, and it sounded like a barfing toad mixed with a constipated dog, and he's just like, okay, listen, and then play. So we're all trying to figure out what the notes are, and he just turns the music off and tells us to start playing. How are we supposed to know what to do? And then when we can't play it, he'll get all annoyed and stomp off into his office. Then we're all sitting there, super confused, and he comes back 5 minutes later and tells us we all owe him time after class for those 5 minutes we wasted, when they wouldn't have been wasted if he hadn't just randomly walked away. But then he doesn't even make us stay after class. Like, kids don't take you seriously if you say something and don't even live up to it. He's always telling us things and never actually meeting those expectations. Like, oh, we're going to have a concert here, but actually I never tried to do that, so too bad, and oh, you can't eat in my classroom, but I'm going to have a carton of milk and an entire avocado right in front of you. What kind of teaching is that? Last year I also had this teacher who was nice, but could also have moments where everything got kind of out of control. I had to walk to her class from the opposite end of the school, and she always wanted everyone to put their backpacks on backpack hooks at the back of the classroom. Usually, by the time I got there weren't even any of the stupid backpack hooks left, so I just had to find a spot and try to get all the things I needed really fast, or I would get in trouble for not being at my seat in time. Like, sorry that my class is at the other end of the hall. It's not like I can run or anything, so you'll just have to deal with it. And last year there was this stupid thing called split lunch, where most of the grade had one lunch, and some people had the second lunch. Of course, me and one friend got the second lunch. Every single other person I knew had the first lunch. This also meant that my schedule didn't really match my other friends' schedule, so I really never got to see most of my friends, which was super sad. Why couldn't they just give us all the same lunch? Like, there are so many solutions. Make our lunch during half of the first lunch and half of the second lunch or something. They don't have to split everyone up. Or at least let us request people to have lunch with. I had one friend who I had no classes with and no lunch with, and I never saw her throughout the day, and it was so sad. Well, thank you guys so much for watching me epically fail at Tower of Hell. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!